This is the Under Armour Shadow Elite 3, but plot twist, it's not what it seems. At first glance, it looks like your standard Shadow Elite 3. Intelling its upper, micro-ribbing for grip, that trusty never wet coating, but flip it over and that's where things get interesting. Because this isn't the usual carbon agility sole plate that we see on the Shadow. This one is from the Magnetico line, and this version is only usually available to professional footballers, and me, myself, I'm very far from being a pro. So how did me, a non-pro, get my hands on a pair of these? One word: vintage. I snagged these for just £75 when they retail for full price at £210. I can only assume that the person that bought them off of Vinted was a pro player or someone who knows a pro player who got her hands on these boots. So let's break down the different sole plates involved. So here I have the Shadow 2, the Shadow 3 in the middle, the one I'm talking about in this video, and the Magnetico 4. So let's talk about the carbon agility outsole, which you find on the regular version of the Shadow Pro 3. This is the Shadow 2, but still uses the same sole plate. It's very wild stud pattern. It's got blades in different directions for that just extra traction. And I know I'm gonna call it just the carbon agility sole plate because you can clearly see the carbon fiber there. You've got that springy toe up for forward propulsion and more responsive fuel. And then the carbon fiber from the midfoot to the heel is just gonna provide that more stability and support. So overall, very aggressive, basically the football boot version of running with scissors. I've tried these on AG. I would not recommend. I find that it snags a lot, especially when you're sprinting. And then you have the Magnetico sole plates, which are on the Shadow 3 that I have, as well as the Magnetico, well, it's its own sole plate. So this is just the FG version, this is the SG version. So what you'll get with the Magnetico sole plate is mostly conical studs with this kind of like weird thing sticking out. I guess that's a bit more for like stability in the ground and gets just a bit more traction there. But you'll find that overall that this sole plate is like stiffer throughout. It's there to be a bit more supportive and just more comfortable. And for those interested, you can just pause and read that. This is just basically a warning saying that this kind of iridescent finish on the sole plate will wear off. My guess is personal preference, club advising them, so club doctors, etc., or the fact that most of these boots don't come in SG, and a lot of the time players want to play in SG boots. Honestly, I don't know, I'm not in their group chat. Right, how do they feel? The Intelligent upper wraps your foot like a base layer. First few minutes, it feels like your foot owes it money. Tight, but it does ease up as they start to mold to your feet. Overall, solid lockdown, decent comfort, no hot spots at the moment, and it feels padded, structured, and premium. It just feels like a very well-built football boot in my opinion. I want true to size UK 9.5, and it fits great for my feet. If you have wide feet, no worries, the near upper should stretch to accommodate. So my final recommendation would be to stick to your normal size. So here's some bonus content. Hakimi signed with Under Armour back in March after many years with Adidas, and since then he's been wearing the Shadow 3 as well. However, his Shadow 3s are very different to the Shadow 3s that even the ones that I have here. So my approach for swapping out the regular plate for the Magnetico one, and that's because the version that he's wearing is very heavily customized. My theory though is that he's wearing what is probably a disguised pair of the next model of the Shadow line, so the Shadow Elite 4. But that boot probably won't come out to around maybe early next year, so we'll just have to wait till then. And that's it for the video, guys. If you thought it was of some substance, please like the video. If you're interested in anything football boot related, football gear, I do like all kinds of videos around football apparel really, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And like always, my name is Sub, this has been Substance Football. Thank you for watching, see you next time.